We are ready to go right now. Thank you so much for joining us here. My trade ideas is not loaded up here, but we do have Amazon right now, 173. Let's hear it comes up. The trade ideas is loading up right now, so we've got it right now. So let's go have a quick look. Amazon down to 175 and moving a little bit lower. AMZN right now. So that's a nice little move to the downside right here. We will have those numbers. We are brought to you, of course, by Benzinga Pro. So as soon as we get that, Amazon is now out. We will have that move. There it is. Nice move to the upside. There goes Amazon. Bang. We like Amazon. We talked about this one. We said it. Someone asked me, where would this go? It's upside and downside right now for Amazon. Get ready for locked and loaded. Right now, Amazon up 20% for the year. Boom. There it goes down to 165. Amazon is getting kicked in the face to the downside. Adara, you let me know when you have it.
I have some numbers here. So we did get net sales beat 143.3 billion versus 142.49 billion expected. EPS beat here as well, 0.98 versus 0.83 expected. Operating income for Q2 expected to be between 10 billion and 14 billion. Not seeing much of a reason here for the drop. Year over year increase of 17% for quarterly AWS segment sales here. Net sales USD outlook here, 144 million to 149 million. Not seeing a huge reason for this drop, but I'm still seeing everything come in, guys. Generally seems like a strong report.
Okay, good. Yeah, Amazon's up, so we'll wait. Here it goes, starting to go back up to the upside right there. And what a move, down to 165. If you're looking at the daily chart, that 165 is right here. So it went right back into past support. Boom, downside, now upside. There goes Amazon. We are still waiting for more. What's supposed to come out next? I mean, they're all supposed to come out. We have SMCI is what we wait for next. Super Micro to come out. Right now, not out yet. Super Micro dancing around here as well. We get Starbucks coming out soon as well. We're expecting a nice move for that one. But for right now, it is the big dog. It is Amazon. And there it goes. Look at Amazon. We talked about this name. This is the name that I thought was going to beat. People asked me in the chat. We said Amazon upside. We said that they were changing the game. Amazon is doing that. This is what Amazon's talking about. Look at it up here, up 2.9%. It's not huge. What was the expected move again? 8 and change?
Yeah, the expected move was 8.4.
Okay, so right here, Amazon, 98 cents versus 82. Bang, that's a beat. Right there, sales, also a beat for Amazon. They see Q2 net sales between 144 to 149 versus 150. So they see a downside guide for Amazon. But for right now, the market likes it, but not that much, up 1.2%. Good day so far for AMZN and their shareholders. We have Chesapeake results are out. Chesapeake goes higher, man. CHK right now, first quarter earnings, adjusted EPS right now for Chesapeake out. 56 cents, misses 60. So lower on that. Chesapeake right now, upside on a miss. Interesting to see that one. As we'll wait. Diamondback Energy, another name that's out with FANG. The action is heating up right now. FANG, Diamondback Energy, downside. We still wait. AMD, 415. Not out yet. Look at the action in AMD in the aftermarket. Nice move down to 158. By the way, we were buying that Apple at the end of the day, down there at 170. That's basically where it landed. Huge market sell at the end of the day for Apple. And guess who was short all day? This is your trade of the month probably here. Well, we've had $30, $40, $50 winners this month.
Yeah.
But for me, Apple, the fact that we talked about this early up here at 175, got out there at the low of the day, then this happened, and we took a long in and out there for flat. Took 30 cents, lost 30 cents at the end of the day for Apple with that move to the downside right now. But we wait for this bad boy. It's AMD. We were short all day on AMD. I mean, AMD, or not all day, all afternoon, I should say, Adara. Nice move down to the downside for AMD. Real traders stay late and real traders trade potentially like this. Pick your direction and hold it. No more wishy-washy. You take your trade and you see the damage that you could do on that. Uranium down 5% today. TAN ETF down today. Let's flip it over.
We got Super Micro.
Super Micro is out. Go ahead.
Yeah, so we got these numbers in here coming. Full year outlook here, 14.3 to 14.7 billion here. We also got Starbucks here, so we can switch to that. But yeah, SMCI Q3 adjusted gross margin 15.6%.
That's okay.
Adjusted EPS here beat. Let's look to Starbucks here.
Yeah, as they're coming in fast there, let's just do earnings per share, and that's it.
Sounds good.
Let's do earnings per share and any sort of a guide just for now until we get going, because for right now, here we go to the downside right now. Starbucks right now, downside or any sort of revenues. Revenues, EPS, that's what we're looking for right now. Starbucks, nice downside move right here as we're starting to go. So you have the Starbucks numbers down.
0.68 versus 0.79 expected for adjusted EPS for Q2 because it's their financial Q2. I'm not seeing the revenue, but that was the biggest thing. They also noted a decline in North American sales.
All right, one of Neil's stocks here, Pinterest right now. I don't know if he's in it. He just talks about it sometimes. There goes Pinterest. A nice little move up there for Pinterest again. 26 versus 13 cents right now for Pinterest. A nice move back upside for Pins, up 11%. Man, we're coming in fast and furious right now into the show, man. Oh, I didn't even update. All those things are wrong. So all of those are wrong. Take it over. I'm going to go update this.
Yeah, I can take it over. So we can start. We'll look at this Pinterest coming in here. They did get their outlook for Q2 revenue coming in 835 million to 850 million. They did provide here an adjusted EPS beat for Q1. 20 cents versus 13 cents expected. Q1 revenue higher than expected, 739.9 million versus 699.9 million. Let's look at Starbucks again here as well. See what these numbers are coming out as, because I know Starbucks did have a bit of that move. We did have the decline in North American and U.S. comparable store sales, 3% drop for the quarter. Also seeing global comparable store sales decline by 4%. So sales down for the quarter here for SBUX, but they did have that miss as well for EPS. Not seeing, oh yeah, we did have a miss as well for Q2 revenue, 8.6 bill versus 9.12 bill expected. So miss across the board for Starbucks.
Yeah, good. Thanks for that, Darren. We got to update it now because I'm not going to forget about Brian Shannon coming through. When I see that Trader Talk, we got to have Brian Shannon from Alpha Trends coming through as well. So there it is right now. SMCI was smoking, but now it's coming back in a little bit. Did they find that smoking gun or not? Up to 950 goes SMCI, up 2 and a bit right now. If we can go over to the chart, we'll just show that real quickly. SMCI up to 950, bouncing around right here. This is a crazy stock, obviously. The 50-period moving average is there at 950. Let me just show you what SMCI looks like here as a live stock. It's right now an $8 spread. Where else is going to show you live level 2s like we're doing right now? This is a $10, $15 spread right now on SMCI, making it now $20, $30 spread on SMCI, making this name very difficult to chart and trade. I remember seeing Sharif back there, and I was like, dude, stop trading earnings plays as they happen. Those are too tough to do it coming through. Look, I asked Michael Noss to go red-green, so right now we have red-red, so we're going to change that up, but I don't know what sectors were green today. Let's just check out quickly XLE. What did that have on it today? No. Down nicely today for the spider sector ETF. I'm not sure there was much green today. We were hella bearish all day long. Do you have a green sector?
Yeah, the only green sector I was seeing earlier today, marginally green, was health. That was because of Eli Lilly.
Oh man, yeah. What did Eli Lilly end up today? Up 5 and a bit percent. Good call on that one. As we can go over to XLV, some of the healthcare there today. Yeah, slightly down right there. So we're waiting for AMD. AMD earnings for everybody looking for that is still 415, but it's Amazon is what we're looking at right here. Amazon was a big break. Okay, if you're going over to the daily chart for Amazon, we are looking for that 190 break. That's the break that we're looking at. For right now, you're just hovering in here, a relatively nothing burger today for Amazon, okay, guys? And what I mean by that is it's flat on this move, Adara. So we're not getting much action here. We did have a sell-off at the end of the day. I'm not trying to let that influence us. There was a market on close and balance of over 5 million shares to sell for Amazon off the imbalance. So as you can see, this is 350. It dropped down there 5 straight dollars. A similar action. I hope the guys on the floor is able to make a little bit of money on this. The same action there on Apple. If you have an algorithm, this is the kind of stuff that you're looking to hit. You see a big sell order come through, you hit the short. Apple with a big sell. there at the end of the day. Where did our friend Tesla wind up? So again, okay for Tesla, not bad, ending near the lows of the day. This was a banger trade for us all day long on TSLA. I know Brian and I have talked about Tesla a little bit, but check these shorts, man. 191, and then again here at 185 and 186 into the close of the day. Tesla, that banger that you all thought was going to be today. Tesla, what was your favorite name to trade today?
Today, I had a lot of fun with that Snapchat short. We broke below that $15 level, and once we kind of failed that again, I took that short. That was, that was one of my best trades of the day. I also had a little bit of SOXL action as well. So I like that Tesla 185.50 short, but I was very preoccupied with my SOXL and my Snapchat, so it all worked out okay.
What's up to John? He says, good traders stay late. So Shawn and Adara, shout out to you guys. Yeah. I mean, they asked. Yeah. You know, I was like, get me Adara.
I'm happy to be here, and I'm really, really happy to share this.
So let's go. SMCI, good. Thanks, Adara. Look at SMCI. Kick. See if there's anything on the guidance. SMCI starting to go to the downside right now.
The guidance was good.
Was it? Because, okay, there has to be something going on here. $100 off the top. We were just looking at SMCI, guys. Remember, I was like, oh, it's 9.15 was the ask. And oh, now it's tightened up. Look at the spread, guys. There's a seller coming down. Look at that, $8, $7.99. Starting to get hit on this name. SMCI printing lower. Nice tank job there for SMCI so far, down 10 points. We saw some bad trading, not bad trading, depends if you're long or short, but MSTR MicroStrategy on the move down on Bitcoin. Similar fate today, down 17% for MSTR. SMCI down. Starbucks. I mean, I don't know if Ramin and I's drinks are going to get any cheaper here, but right now, Starbucks down 9%. I mean, if we just had a put on this thing, then yeah, we could be buying a lot of Frappuccinos tomorrow. Its expected move, just 6%. So Starbucks nicely down into the downside as baristas scramble to figure out what's going on. Starbucks right now trading lower following weaker than expected Q2 earnings for SBUX. There it is right there. It's Starbucks. Downside, there it is right here. Misses 68 versus 79, 8.6 versus 9. Adara, they got killed. That's a bottom and a top line miss for Starbucks.
And it's also a drop in comparable store sales, 3% in the US and North America, 4% globally. I found very little upside, very little silver lining reading through that report. Okay. Yeah, Starbucks, you would think there'd be that move up because, as you said, like, you know, a lot of people are buying these drinks. I know I contributed to some of those earnings. I'm going to be really honest with you.
Now we got Wingstop tomorrow. You ready for some wings?
I'm ready for some wings.
All right, we're going to get some wings.
Yeah, whatever Wingstop does at earnings, we know the number
credit card
will definitely be better after we go tomorrow. But yeah, another consumer name to watch out for tomorrow, Wingstop. Starbucks, though, that's a shockingly bad report.
Brendan, we're getting Wingstop tomorrow. Brendan's excited about that. I can see clearly. So thank you for that. We are getting Wingstop. Wingstop earnings tomorrow. Should be exciting. That chart is absolutely insane. Looks similar to what is going on with Pinterest. Pinterest right now, bang on that one. Huge move up 20% goes pins. Straight northbound right now. Let's flip it over into a daily and have a look. Uh-oh, we're all the way back. I would fade this kind of a move, but Pinterest seems like it's working up to $40, $41. Good name, good number, $41 for Pinterest coming into play one more time. I believe that was a beat all around. Here it is on Benzinga Pro. Yeah. I'll just get this to you quickly. Trading higher after strong Q1 earnings and a Q2 update. Revenues, 835 to 850 versus 826. So they're saying low end. No way. We're not even close to that right now. 826 was the estimate. They went low side, Adara, 835. You ever bought anything on Pinterest?
No, my dad uses Pinterest a lot. Like, he'll send me like little pins he sees and stuff. Yep. Like, it's fun. You know, I think it's a lot of cool brainstorming stuff in there. I am not a user of pins, but I know there are a lot of people. I know a lot of teachers as well use pins. So
yeah, we did Pinterest. I think it was for our wedding. I think we got a couple things off Pinterest. They're really cute things you can get off there.
That's awesome.
Things for your, you have a dog or cat or anything like that?
Yeah, in Winnipeg we have pets, yeah.
Yeah, so that's pretty cute. You can get things made there specifically for that. I got something for my wife made from Pinterest. I can't remember what it is, but there it is. Nice V shape on SMCI. Let's go back over and check that number out just real quick. Again, SMCI kind of in the middle was a pretty important. AMD is now out.
AMD,
You're not going to get anything more than this as fast as we are. Oh no! AMD, nice downside move right now, down to 152. It's Advanced Micro Devices. Nice downside move right now. We will get these numbers for you in just a minute.
I do have the numbers, actually.
Okay, let's go then.
So I'm seeing Q1 revenue, slight beat
Coming
here,
back.
5.473 million versus 4.59 million expected. So slight beat for revenue, but slight EPS miss. I think they were expecting 0.8. We got 0.08. We got 0.07. So slight miss for EPS.
Yeah, look at AMD going to the downside right now. We will hear, to me, nothing to do with current quarter. Who cares? I want to hear the guidance. So as soon as we have that, not that who cares about the numbers. We need the numbers 100%. But to me, I know AI is a story. We know that, Adara.
Yeah.
Let's hear about the guide for that. And it's just a quick check because you probably have it. Also, NVIDIA right now had that high move on SMCI earnings up to 882. Now NVIDIA going back into the downside, 859 for NVIDIA. As AMD, I know we have Brian Shannon coming on soon right now. We've talked about some of the air coming out of some of these AI names. We know Meta's spending a lot. That should be good for AMD and for NVIDIA. Let's see about the guide. Do they have anything on the guide?
The guide was a miss. So we know we just said Pinterest, even the low end beat the guide. Even the high end of AMD was not near what the estimate was. 5.4 to 5.6 billion is their guide. The estimate from analysts was 5.72 billion.
Okay, so
very big miss there for AMD.
Yeah, there it is right there. We have it right here on Benzinga. Thank you for that, Adara. And look, you're getting the news broken to you ASAP. As soon as AMD hit, there's no one else that showed you a chart faster than that. That is for sure. Here's AMD right now. Q2 revenue, 5.4 to 6. 5.7 estimate. So they could still get there on the high side. It's the low side that people do not like, as opposed to what Pinterest did was guide higher, and their low end is still higher than the estimate. So that's just a little bit of education there. We're looking for guides. Remember, what we've reported is in the past. We know what the AI and what the chip trade has been. It's been fantastic. But AMD, I mean, I don't know what people smarter than me, 227 high, down now to 150. That's $70 off of 210, man. You're down a third on AMD. Quick math, not good for AMD as we get back down into here. And you know what? This is right on the nose. I'm dropping an anchored VWAP all the way back here to beginning of the year, right here where we had that move come back in the start of the year. We are now well under the anchored VWAP up here at 172. For me, I am fading this AMD trade. We've been fading it all day, baby. I mean, I guess Neil gives the kiss of death to it. He liked it go upside right there. AMD downside right now, down 5%. And look at these shorts. They ain't gonna look pretty now, but their shorts 161 and 160 down. Well, I mean, we got to cover at the end of the day, Adara. You know, like when I'm covering this at $3.50 for a $2 banger, we're pretty happy. Oh my God, it's $4.18. What am I even doing? This is not acceptable when I have someone like Brian Shannon on the line. My bad, Brian. Without any further ado, it's Mr. Shannon from Alpha Trends. Let's bring him on. Ooh, hi, Brian. That was a exciting 20 minutes of action-packed earnings. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. Yeah, we had a little bit of selling today, and you know, we're a little bit of profit taking now, and it came in a perfect place too. I mean, the selling occurred where it was supposed to.
Okay.
After that recent bounce in the indexes, so a little profit taking. Let's accept it. Let things settle down and see what happens and sets up from here.
Was there an index or anything specifically that potentially you were looking short or potentially short into this kind of a move? Because Adair and I went through, we only see one. I thought it was healthcare was the only green sector today. It is definitely sort of a huge move down, maybe the NASDAQ and the spiders, but was there anything potentially that you saw for such a dramatic rollover today?
Well, I was looking for some weakness, and
Okay.
I actually got some puts in the market. and a couple other little things. But I was definitely not expecting this type of downdraft. I was thinking we were going to hold closer
Don't
to
worry
the
about it.
5-day moving
I can
average in
see.
the SPY, which is at about 506, and here we are down at 501. So that weakness came as a surprise, but
He's
a
installing
welcome
updates.
surprise because I had
Oh, his
pretty
screen.
decent exposure for it, and happened to have one of these weed plays yesterday, that I bought this
Oh, weed
morning,
plays.
sundials. So it was a pretty decent day for me.
Yeah, sundial, that kind of came out of nowhere there with the DEA. Was that expected at all? Is that why it was on your radar? Because it kind of caught me by surprise there midday with such a huge move up in the wheat and the marijuana names.
I think that it's been expected for like the
Yeah.
last 6 months, right? I mean, people have just been talking about it, and actually, someone in my Discord yesterday said, I said, the wheat stocks are looking pretty good. He said, well, people are trying to game the FDA. I said, well, yeah, but they've been doing that forever. So I don't know if other people were expecting it. I was simply looking at the chart. On a break past that 206 level, it started rocking. So
All right.
I'll take it.
Yeah, no, great move up there. I was wondering about CGC myself because if we come over to my screen right here, we have some great support. I mean, we have the 200, we have the 50 period simple, all down here at 5 and change. Huge move up for this one, up 73%. Again, another short float issue there, but the days to cover is super small, only half a day. So the volume is here for these names. Would you ever consider shorting this, or because of the news and because of the excitement and what can happen on Reddit and social media, maybe these, quite simply, Brian, are just too dangerous to short? Is there a level that you may want to get involved in a name even like CGC here?
No, I
Right.
don't. The thing is, Shawn, that for the last 3, 4 years, these stocks have been below the declining 200-day
Yeah, go
moving
to his
average.
screen.
In every single rally,
Perfect.
I have been avoiding. That's that green moving
Right.
average on your screen. And we've been trapped underneath that, and every rally has been rejected as it's supposed to with a declining 200-day moving average. Now we have a 10-week moving average above a 20-week moving average, which is above a 30-week and above the 40-week or 200-day moving average. So to me, it looks like now the script is flipped. Instead of shorting after the rallies, we now want to buy pullbacks, not, and as you know, not by the dip, but by strength after dips. So you want to keep an eye on these for sustained moves now, I think.
Yeah, that's definitely something that I've learned. Again, you always tell me not that we don't actually, but this book, I mean, the fact that we're looking at VWAPs and areas of interest, that's the one thing that is so important. We don't know what's going to happen, but what we have to do is set up a risk plan, and we have to be able to get in and get out at some desired levels. I was very bearish today on Tesla. And the reason why, Brian, is because I feel like we are well overdone here on this name. Just a monster move up here on the daily. This does not look like anything else with all of these gaps. And I just feel like for such a big stock, when we're talking about, again, the market cap keeps changing on this thing. So let me find it right now, only 600 billion. But again, such a huge name with these kind of gaps, to me, think it's been a little bit overdone, and today we faded it. We had some great trades, a 191 short and whatnot for Tesla today, but looked short all day, and then finishing near its or at its lows. To me, this name still looks bearish heading into tomorrow. Any thoughts on this recent move from Tesla?
I agree with you, Shawn. I mean, a pullback maybe to the anchor from the low last week,
Yep.
that would bring it down towards about 170 right now is where that would line up. So I think some pullback and then reassess if it can hold on some gains and start to build a base in this area. But overall, it's just a crummy looking chart and real volatile. I think that your time frame is the best one for a stock like Tesla. That it's a day trade stock, really.
Yeah, I think you're 100% right. For the last couple of days, like yesterday, we were bullish on Tesla. Today, bearish. So easy to flip it up based on those headlines. It's been absolutely amazing. You and I have talked about NVIDIA. And a couple of weeks ago, I think we had like-minded ideas with NVIDIA heading to that $1,000 mark. It looks like it's double topped. If we come over to my screen here, Ramin, quickly, it looks like we've double topped up and around 965. Again, I've been dropping, and again, I shout out to Trade Ideas and shout out to you again, back here, year starting anchors. And honestly, Brian, when I called this up on the show the other day and I saw that NVIDIA bounced off of a year-to-date anchor, literally at the bottom of 760. I was like, hot damn, this is a good indicator. The anchor's held at 760. Is there anything that this is possibly telling you about NVIDIA with earnings coming later in the month, May 22nd, still a ways away, but a great look there off 760, that anchor holding for sure.
Yeah, drop an anchor right on that all-time high there, Shawn, too, and you'll see that we've kind of been trapped underneath that for really most of the month on the daily time frame that you have up there. Or I guess we're looking at my screen right now. So the anchor off of this all-time high right here, you can see we've been trapped underneath that outside of one day pretty much the entire month. So I think it's good that we're building potentially a higher low right in here, and you could call this a low. You could call it a shoulder, a head, and a shoulder. And if it builds enough energy and doesn't break, if it doesn't break down from here, I think your next move is going to be to the upside, because that's the path of least resistance on the longer term time frame, and that could put 1,000 into play pretty quickly, I think.
I was just teaching Adara on the side here, who just went live last week. So I was actually showing her. Hey, Dara, how's it going? Good. But I was just showing you that we're kind of in a channel from that anchored VWAP from up here. For some reason, it dropped down there. I dropped it on the wrong day. But in that channel, so a nice top of 913. We'll wait to see earnings if we beat that. Let me just flip over to AMD quickly, because we did get that earnings out. And it looks like the EPS revenue were okay, but we do get a little bit of a miss on the guide as AMD falls back into this 150 area. For me, I've been buying names that I like at 200 period moving averages, including such names as PanW that's been holding the 200 and looking pretty good. AMD, I feel like we may be having a date back down here into the 200 period for advanced micro devices. I know you like to trade some littler names sometimes, sort of some undercover names. Would you ever consider putting a trade on close to earnings now that we're through earnings? I like to give it 2 or 3 days. Do you have any rules about that around earnings plays?
Well, one, I agree with you on AMD. I think it's heading down towards that 200-day moving average. That just kind of looks like it's got a big magnet pulling it down towards that level. And if we go back to PanW for a moment, if you look on my screen, you see this vertical line right here. This vertical line is where we closed 50 days ago. Now, some institutions, not all of them, some institutions can only buy a stock if the 50-day moving average is flat or advancing. Well, tomorrow we get rid of this data right here, and instead this becomes day 50 right here, meaning tomorrow that 50-day moving average is going to start to rise a little bit. I almost sounded like you, Shawn. I think I said tomorrow. Anyways, we're going to see that 50-day.
Why does that sound like me? Hold on a second. Let's address that. Do I say that differently or what?
Tomorrow?
Tomorrow.
No, it's tomorrow.
Tomorrow. Tomorrow?
That's the Canadian. Tomorrow.
Tomorrow. Okay. You know, it reminds me of that Bitcoin name, Mara, the mining name. Mara. Yeah. Okay.
Mara.
I didn't mean to interrupt. I didn't know that was a Canadian thing. You know why it's always interesting to me, Brian? Because I don't think we talk with an accent, but obviously we do. But no doubt about it. I guess people say
well,
that.
There you go. See.
There we go. Now we're getting a little better. Oh, how? Yeah. So back to PanW. That's so interesting. And I was just showing that to Adara. The 50-day starting to go upside. I didn't realize that was part of, I guess, one of your trading tools there. Look for the 50 to go upside in order to buy a name, because the big boys might have your back. Very interesting point.
Yeah, I like the slope of it. So in actually right now, if you look, that anchor from the gap lower is exactly tied with the anchored volume weighted average price from that drop down too. So this looks like a good area. It was prior resistance right here, is trying to hold a support at about 283 or so. And if it can kind of build in here, then maybe we're going to get a little Paul Pelosi push.
Oh man, that Pelosi. It's funny, everybody in the chat is definitely agreeing with you. So shout out to all our fellow Americans in there with the accent coming through. All right, there's been a couple names that you've highlighted for us in the past. Is there any sort of updates you want to give? I think CRISPR Therapeutics was a while ago, but there's been some other names, potentially anything that you're in right now looking to break out of, or any trades that potentially you want to talk about before we let you go here into 4:30.
Speaking of the weed plays, SMG, they report earnings.
Oh, I like that name.
This is Scott's Miracle Grow,
Right.
and they're kind of like the picks and shovels for the growers.
Like that.
And this has been just in a horrific downtrend, like most of the weed plays. It's not a direct weed play, but we have the same thing here. We now have a rising 10-week, 20, 30, and 40-week moving average. We broke beyond this resistance on the weekly time frame. We've pulled back to it. On the daily time frame, we are right here at the 50-day moving average and the anchor off of this peak. So I think, I'd like to see it kind of settle down a little bit for a day or two, but we have earnings in the morning. This stock could start to get going higher, I think, SMG. So that's a little bit more conservative with a stop under here. But with the Federal Reserve tomorrow,
Yep.
I'm just playing it a little bit more conservatively and not really trying to put too many new swing trades on.
You know what's hilarious? We everything. I didn't even talk to you about the Fed. Like, we didn't even mention the Fed at all. I feel like they're becoming more and more irrelevant as we go on because honestly, we know they're just pushing the can or kicking the can down the road there. And I'm not trading basically at all based on anything that I hear from the Fed. I actually go the other way in intraday. Like, if they're gonna open their mouth and say something and the market reacts to it, I actually wait for the move to slow down and then fade all of those moves. I'm sure you're not really trading off too much Fed speak.
Like tomorrow, as soon as the Federal Reserve talks, I
Yep.
will be on a 1-minute S&P chart, and
Right.
I will drop an anchor there and see how it behaves around that. I will spend zero time trying to analyze what they say.
Right, same.
Everyone else can, spend their time doing that. I'm going to be focused on price action to see how the market behaves based on that, and start to see if I can plan trades around the anchor from the event.
I'm going to give you one more name so I can look smart, hopefully, and you tell me what you think of this. This is a play that I liked back in 2016, I believe, or no, what year are we on? 2020, when they had talked about marijuana again, and it was talked about by Kamala Harris, and it was Grow Generation, and that is GRWG. If you come over to my screen right here just quickly, this name has been beat up. So this is, again, about the picks and shovels. My screen, if you can, Ramin, just quickly here, just on the weekly chart. This has been really beat up. This is, again, making the equipment to be able, hydroponics, things like that, to grow marijuana yourself. They did get a huge move up. If you flip over into the daily chart, big spike ups. I feel like we may have based out in and around $2. I know you're paying for it now, but does this look okay? I mean, Grow Generation brands, possibly. I know it's hard to get in on a day two play, but maybe if it settles down, what does GRWG look like to you?
I think this is one of the less likely ones to follow through right now, simply because that 200-day moving average is declining.
Right. Okay.
And where we were 200 days ago was mid-July of last year. So we're still averaging out data from about 3.5, 375. I think this one, it probably gets a couple days of follow through, but it should settle back down. I'd be more patient with this one. Let it settle down towards that 200-day moving average. Find buyers in there, and then maybe, throughout the summer, it can start to finally get going again.
Okay, thank you so much, Brian. Yeah, I just wanted to ask you about that one. Let's talk about that in a couple of weeks, and we'll see where it's going from there. But thank you so much for joining us. Anything you got going on? You mentioned your Discord. They can go find you at Alpha Trends. Anything else you want? Oh, Maximum Trading Gains with Anchored VWAP. Go pick that up. Go follow Mr. Brian Shannon. Anything else, my friend?
No, Shawn, that's it.
And tomorrow, we love you tomorrow because, Brian, it is only a day away. Mr. Brian Shannon, that's Trader Talk. Have a good one and good luck with the Fed tomorrow, my friend.
You too, Shawn. Thanks, everybody.
Ciao. Man.
That was, yeah. Thank you so much to Brian Shannon for that. Well, I learned a lot through the Anchored VWAP discussion.
Yeah, good. Yeah, we'll talk more about that, of course. And remember when you sat here for the first time a couple months ago, I said to you, just look at VWAP and nothing else.
It helps. It really does.
Now you've added to that. I like it. You got to add more to that. All right, just real quick. Let's go over and blast real quick. All right, before we go, we are going to do roll call. Get ready in the chat. We will have roll call in 1 minute. Right now, it's Amazon. Let's just go through some of these earnings quickly. We have Amazon right now on a 1 minute chart. I blew it all up and down. The roller coaster that Amazon is all aboard because you can get on right now. It is flat for Amazon, doing absolutely nothing. AMD, yuck, down 5%. I think it's going to that 140 level. So does Brian. Let's see what happens with AMD. Don't like that guide. Possible problems there in chipland. SMCI says, hey, there was a problem, then there wasn't. Now potentially there is again. Down here to 846 goes SMCI, down 5%. Pinterest right now. People using online, you know, they're spending. We got good reports from Visa and AXP. Now Pinterest proving that. What else did we miss there? Starbucks. I said people are spending, but not on handcrafted beverages as well. Don't tell that to my family, but nice downside move. Same with Adara. Nice downside move with Starbucks breaking out. This does not look healthy. I actually am not invested in this name, but I was going to buy, but now we're all the way down here. Let me just quickly look at a quick weekly chart as we got to get out of here. I'm not going to make anybody stay too late. There it is on the weekly chart coming into $73. We will look out there for Starbucks. It is time for the infamous, made famous apparently on your show as well.
Yeah, Sharif's been doing his own roll call. Yeah.
Sharif's he's not been doing his own. Oh. He's been doing a version of mine.
My apologies. He's been doing his cover version of the Shawn roll call. Yeah.
I'm just playing around.
No.
What's up to Joe right here? What's up to Juan Padilla? Kevin O is here. Oh, he's here. It's Kevin O. Andre Skinner. Apollo is here. What's up, Apollo? What's up to Jason? What's up to Bears vs. Bulls, the best in the business, baby? We talk about it all the time. Andrew Chow is in the building. Juan Padilla is here. Mike Breeze is saying, okay. Blue Jays, finish it. Let's
go.
Play ball.
Oh, okay.
All right. I know all those words, but I will not continue because I will not get any help. Darwin, that's your work tonight. Blue Jays 7th inning stretch song. Shout out to the Piper is here. Picky Eater, everybody's in the building. Green days are good days. Shout out to Green Days, and do not drop a dookie on your trading.
Do not do that.
That's a Green Day album. Do you know that?
I do not know that Green Day album.
All right, for Adara, I am Shawn. It has been a blast. Thank you so much to Brian Shannon, and thank you to the market for providing us such amazing opportunities. We had a bang-up month, and I think a lot of you saw that, so I'm pretty proud of that, and we'll see if we can rinse and repeat that tomorrow. Thank you, Adara. What a great show again, and we will look to do it tomorrow, but you will be doing it with Neil.
I will be doing it with Neil.
So good luck with that. Thank you so much to everybody, and I'll see you on the flip side tomorrow at 8:30. I'm going to go hope that, although I see the sun outside, our field is not washed out. Ciao, everybody.